went to a secular meditation group here in Pocatello. It was my favorite meditation group ever. Shouts out to the Blue House Meditation Group. Check them
Oh
out
yeah,
if you're in Pocatello. I would encourage you to. It's secular, so there's no religious connotation involved whatsoever.
it's just
You
meditation.
just learn about meditation. You learn about the human brain. You learn about what creates anxiety and depression and things like that. And understanding those things at their core, from like an evolutionary standpoint, is extremely important to be able to combat them.
Hell yeah.
I've had a lot of conversations with people that open up to me about their anxiety or their depression,
Right.
and this is what I tell them. I think this is a very important thing for anyone to understand: is everybody is anxious. Not everybody. The difference is not everybody has necessarily an anxiety disorder.
Right.
And that's kind of the problem with it, is we associate anxiety with having a disorder, and that's not
Right.
necessarily true.
Right.
Just because you're anxious about something and it could be long lasting doesn't mean that you have like a psychological disease where you need to go get medicated for it. There are outlets that you can take to combat that. But understanding it at its core is very important, because then I
Yeah.
think it's easier to kind of understanding it itself is easier to like help kind of come out of it. You know what I mean? So we have anxiety because over our evolutionary history, right? Like throughout most of human history, we were not civilized. We were
Right.
tribal. We were animals. You know,
Yeah.
we were literally living to survive.
Yeah.
And so, could you imagine waking up every day like under a rock and thinking about how you were going to get a meal that day,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
how you were going to get water that day?
Yeah.
You were anxious. It was like a survival trait that was kind of ingrained into us. Or you could be in the wild and there could be a threat. And that threat it's
Yeah.
like your spider sense or something kicks in and you get anxious because you don't know. Anxiety is kind of the fear of nothing. It's kind of just like the survival
Yeah.
trait that
Yeah.
kicks in for no reason and you don't understand it. And I think what happens is people try to apply what they see the outcome of a situation being, and it makes them anxious,
Right.
but like most of the time what we envision an outcome to be in a certain situation isn't necessarily what that outcome is.
Right.
It usually is better than what we had anticipated, because
Yeah.
we're always so quick. It's just that guard
Yeah.
that we put up, that
Yeah.
survival instinct. It's like that fight or flight mode.
Yes. Exactly.
And so I think that understanding why we feel that way sometimes, and it could be more severe in other people. And I'm not saying that like don't go get medicated. If you go to a doctor and they tell you like try this medication out or whatever, then, and if you think it's the right thing for you to do, then by all means do it. I'm not trying to like tell people
Right.
don't listen to your doctor or whatever. This is just what works for me.